In the year 2000, India's entire real estate market was worth $20 billion. Today, it's $1 trillion. By 2047, it's projected to reach $10 trillion. That is a 500x jump in 47 years, and most of it is still ahead of us. If you bought a flat in Gurgaon's Gold Coast Road in 2005 for probably 40 lakhs, it's worth 6 crores today. If you would have bought a plot in Whitefield in 2002, you would have made more than 25x. And there are people who are telling you that you have missed the bus. They said the same exact thing in 2005, in 2012, and 2018. Mind you, they were wrong every single time. Here's what nobody is telling you. India today has 65 million plus cities. By 2047, we'll have almost 100. Pune and Ahmedabad are going to join the mega city hub. And Colliers, one of the global real estate firms, has just identified 17 smaller cities that will export next. You have heard of some, you have not heard of some. That's the gap and that's the edge. In the next 8 minutes, I'm going to show you 3 things. Number 1, it's not the hype, it's math. Number 2, we'll be talking about 5 engines that are propelling this growth. And 3, exactly where the smart money is already moving, so that you don't end up saying in 2036, I wish I would have bought in 2026. So let's get started. Talking about the maths, let's try to understand the number which most people get it wrong. India's real estate sector today is worth 300 to 400 billion dollars. That's it. Now, for a country of 1.4 billion people, the 4th largest economy of the world, we are ridiculously underbuilt. Compare this to the US, their real estate sector is over $50 trillion. China is above 60 trillion. We are at under 1 trillion, and we have more people than combined in China and US. Now, here's the key insight. According to the Colliers CAI report released in November 2025, the Indian economy is projected to be $35 to $40 trillion by 2047, and the real estate sector will contribute 14 to 20% of that GDP. Do the maths, that's a $5 to $10 trillion real estate market in 22 years. To put that in simple terms, the Indian real estate market is going to multiply by 15 to 20 times, at least from today. And this is not something coming from the WhatsApp University. This is coming from bullish opinion by experts. Knight Frank projects 5.8 trillion. CBRE projects similar. Every major global research house is converging on the similar number. This is structural, not speculative. So why all of this is happening now? Because for the very first time in India's history, 5 massive forces are hitting the real estate market at the very same time. I call these the 5 engines. Let's break them down. Engine 1 is urbanization. Today, 37% of the Indians live in cities. By 2050, it will be 53%. That's roughly 300 million extra people moving into urban India. 300 million. Now, that's roughly the entire population of the United States put together moving into Indian cities in the next 25 years. Now, if we understand this better, our existing mega cities like Mumbai, Delhi NCR, Bangalore, they are already at saturation. So this isn't going to be about Mumbai or Bangalore. This is going to be about Indore, Coimbatore, Vishakhapatnam, Jaipur, and Tier 2 is going to be the biggest next wave. Let's talk about Engine 2, which is the infrastructure. In the year 2000, India had 57,000 kilometers of national highways. Today, we are over 146,000. By 2047, we'll be over 200,000 with 50,000 kilometers of access control expressways. We are building 4,500 Vande Bharat trains. Our airports will triple from 160 to 400. Now, why does this all matter for real estate? Because for every new expressway, every new metro line, every new airport, a new growth corridor is created. The Delhi-Mumbai Expressway has already minted millionaires in towns you have never heard of. The Jawar airport story, we all have heard how people, villagers from these small cities, or I would say even villages, actually became millionaires just by selling the land to the government. This is how the Tier 2 becomes the next Gurgaon. Engine 3 is demographics. Currently, India's median age is 28. By 2050, it will be close to 38. Now, that might sound boring, but it's actually the single most important number in this entire video, which I'm talking about. Why? Because the median age in the country is almost exactly the age at which people buy their very first home, which means for the next 20 years, we have hundreds of millions of Indians hitting this peak age, peak home buying age. and peak wealth creation age all at the same time. Japan had this window in the 70s, China had it in 2000s, India is living in it right now. This is the demographic dividend, and the real estate is the biggest beneficiary. Engine 4 is my personal favorite, the tech and the GCC boom. Now, global capability centers, which are essentially the Indian back offices of Fortune 500 companies, are projected to lease 60 to 65 million square feet of office space over the next 2 years alone. Now, that's a 15 to 20% jump. On top of this, AI is again creating a completely new asset class. India's data center capacity is set to be 10x from 1.3 gigawatts to 10 gigawatts by 2047. Every AI application you use, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, runs on data centers that have to be built. Someone is going to own them. Someone is going to own the land they sit on. Engine 5 is the institutional money where the big money has arrived. Now, since 2008, institutional investors, the Blackstones, the Brookfields, the sovereign wealth funds have poured $88 billion into Indian real estate, and more than half of that came from foreign investors. Post-COVID, domestic institutional money has been flooding into. Now, if we understand today's REITs, real estate investment trusts account for about 10% of the listed real estate. By 2047, the number will be close to 40-50%. This is the same journey the US went from 1970s to 2000. When institutions show up, prices go up, transparency goes up, and the retail investor who got early in wins it because of entering at the right window. 5 engines: urbanization, infrastructure, demographics, tech, and capital, all firing at the very same time. This is not 2005, this is not 2010, this is not 2015. It's 2026, and it's happening at the very now. Now, let's come to the part you all have been waiting for, that where is the smart money going? Now, Colliers identified 30 high potential cities, and 17 of them are set to see accelerated growth across various multiple real estate segments. These are the emerging hotspots. Now, let me tell you what's even more interesting. It's not about where to invest. It's about what you invest in. Over the next 22 years, different segments will have different growths. If you see right in front of you, office will have a growth multiple of 3x, residential 2x, data centers 10x, co-living 10x, senior living 30x. Because of a median age is rising, and by 2050, over 20% of Indians will be over 60. This is the biggest segment that will see the real opportunity lies in picking the right asset class, in the right city, and at the right time. Now, let me come back to the question which everyone asks. Have we missed the bus? Here's the truth. Every generation in India asks this question, and they have been wrong every time. Let me give you examples. In 1995, people in Mumbai said real estate was very expensive. Today, that same property is worth 40 times more. In 2005, people said Gurgaon is over. Now, today, it is the most expensive commercial market in North India. In 2015, people said Bangalore was done. ORR rents are above the roof. The people who said I missed it in every one of those decades are the same people saying it today. The bus doesn't leave. The bus is replaced by a train, and the train's very first stop is Tier 2 city. If India's real estate market goes from $1 trillion to $10 trillion, which every major research firm saying yes it will, the wealth created in the next 22 years will be greater than the wealth that was created in the last 50. The question is not about whether we are early or late. The question is whether you will study these data points properly while someone else money is compounding. In the next video, I'm going to break down the single biggest mistake which Indian real estate investors do and lose about 80% of their money. Until then, think like an investor, not a buyer. See you soon.